Welcome to my podcast. I'm the Laughing Philosopher. Life is complicated. You are complicated. Everything seems to have been figured out, except how to live a happy life, guided by wisdom and reason. What does it mean to be a good person? What is love? Who am I before I was told who I am? Why haven't I found myself yet? Why do I have regrets? Is this a just world? Almost from the moment of birth, we've been told how to behave, how to fit in, and how to fulfill other people's expectations. We grow to fear that we will lack importance or cease to exist in the lives of others if we think for ourselves and question the rules and roles that we've been told define us. Only when wisdom and reason removes this illusion can we live authentically in the world around us and become our real selves. Episode number 34. Why do good people commit evil acts? You are at war with yourself, and you know it. Once, there were two kinds of egos in the world. The ego that feels frightened, even if there is nothing real that it ought to fear, and the ego that does not feel frightened, even if there is something real that it ought to be afraid of. Imagine an ancient community of ancient men and women living in caves. The day is done. Night has fallen. People are roasting meat and vegetables over an open fire. Suddenly, they hear a loud, unfamiliar noise. It could be a strong wind in the trees. It also could be a dangerous predator about to attack and kill them. No one knows. Tonight, it's just the wind. But the curious, the brave, and the altruistic among them rush heroically into the forest to explore, investigate, and learn more about the strange noise. We are their children. Their timid and easily intimidated neighbors are frightened by the strange noise and flee to safety. Cowards, frightened by the wind, afraid of shadows, the dull and the ignorant run away, leaving their friends and family in danger. We are their children also. In every mind, in your mind, are these two egos, the hero and the coward. You are at war. What drives you to go to war with yourself is the subconscious awareness that in your mind are two egos in conflict with one another, the good and the evil, the curious and the ignorant, the spiritual and the worldly, the kind and the cruel, the humble and the arrogant. Behind the social roles you play and the masks you wear is a darkness filled with strange and unfamiliar feelings and emotions. Behind your conscious awareness is another ego, another I, that you don't want, accept, or understand. It consists of personality traits and emotions in yourself that you don't consent to or approve of, but they exist. They are as real as you are, and they influence and control your behavior. Violent, perverted, irrational, cruel, and unjust impulses lurk inside you, just beneath the conscious level of your awareness. Mostly, not always, but mostly, we are aware of ourselves only in terms of the personality traits and characteristics that are socially approved and desirable. We see ourselves as the fake persona that is a reflection of how society wants to see us. We see only the mask we wear in order to gain the approval and fulfill the expectations of others. The deviant part of ourselves is disowned, repressed, forced into the subconscious mind, and locked into the shadows. Locked away, a prisoner. But even in prison, there are good days as well as bad days. Even the poor have happy and sad days. Even Diogenes had to practice dealing with rejection by begging from statues. Even Satan is kind to his girlfriend. Even Jesus lost his temper with his friends. Sometimes the other ego, the other I, pushed into the shadows, breaks out in unexpected, unwanted personas. The bullied becomes the bully. The oppressed becomes the oppressor. The victim becomes the victimizer. The persecuted becomes the persecutor. The good person becomes evil. And why? Because we transfer to others what we repress in ourselves. We project our own inferiority and failings to others and exploit their weaknesses and defects in order to harass and dominate them. We target and oppress people in subordinate positions of power who can't defend themselves and hit back. In every personality, there are two egos fighting for control of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Who voted for Hitler? You. Who killed Socrates? You. How does an honest person become a habitual liar? Are you surprised by the evil that your good neighbors are capable of? Are you confused by the followers of Jesus Christ when they embrace dishonesty, irrationality, cruelty, and narcissism in their chosen leader? Inside you, there is an alter ego, locked up, just waiting for you to let go, just waiting for you to unlock the iron cage and let it escape. It is no less real and no less compelling than the person you want to believe that you are. In the consciousness of your unconsciousness, you know that you are not as good as you think you are, and not as good as you want others to think you are, and not as good as you appear to be. You know that you have traits and emotions inside you that you find abhorrent in others. In every Paul the Apostle, there is a Saul of Tarsus, just waiting for permission to persecute and kill Christians. In every Mother Teresa, there is a monster. In every Father of the Year, there is a Charles Manson, just waiting for you to give him the right of existence. A cat can be cuddly and affectionate, but have you ever watched one as it tortures a mouse to death? Inside sanity is madness. Diane de Prima, one of the Beats, said, "The only war that matters is the war against the imagination." Love your enemy, said Jesus. Jesus really means love yourself. Your personality has two warring egos. One imprisoned in the shadows, in the conscious unconscious, and the other free in the light, in the unconscious conscious. Sometimes you rush into the darkness to investigate the strange noise, only to be killed and eaten. No one is perfect. Everyone has a shadow. Sometimes you give life to your madness. Denial only feeds the conflict and prolongs the war. The only war that matters, your war with yourself. Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Corey, the Laughing Philosopher. Thanks for listening to my podcast. I've devoted my professional life to the intersection of sociology and philosophy, where the contemporary problems of life meet the ideas and convictions of the greatest human minds. Join me by subscribing to the Laughing Philosopher as we use reason and wisdom to explore big answers to the most important of all big questions: how to live.